Hi everyone, so in this video, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star. Now, if you are returning to my channel from before, you may notice that this is not a normal video. I'm like never in these videos, but I figured it'd be a change because I want to come back to this channel considering I've been gone for a few months. This is a permanent thing. I don't know, I'm just testing it out, see if you guys like it, see if I like it, but like I said, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star today. Now, I found out about all of this from the YouTube channel. His name's like Lewis something, I think. I'm not sure. I'll put his name on the screen, and I'm also gonna link his video in the description below because he's the one that I'm pretty sure like brought a lot of this to light. I mean, it was on Twitter a little bit before, but his video brought a lot of attention to this, and I feel like more people are talking about it now than they were before. So for those of you who haven't seen his video, first off, I really recommend it. It was very well made, and he had a lot of receipts in that video. Most of the screenshots I'm using in this video I got from his video, so I highly recommend watching his first. But a little rundown, basically, a lot of stuff has resurfaced from Jeffree Star's past. And I'm not talking about, you know, the N-word stuff, all the racism stuff that we've already been through for years. I'm talking about stuff that hasn't really been talked about in the grand scheme of things that much. I don't think that made any sense, but you know what I mean. So, for example, like he was supporting a known sex offender, and then he canceled him, but then retracted his statement and then went back and supported him again. He lied about using alcohol and drugs. But the main thing I want to talk about in this video is Lipstick Nazi. Now, for those who didn't watch Lewis's video, or I'm pretty sure Sebastian Williams made a video on it too, Jeffree Star, before he made Jeffree Star Cosmetics, he had another brand that was called Lipstick Nazi, which off the bat, that is so wrong in so many ways. And as I'm sure you can tell by, you know, the brand name, this whole thing was Nazi themed. Like, the logo was like an inverted Nazi symbol. It was like pink and glittery. But honestly, for me, that wasn't even the worst part. Like, okay. But it doesn't end there. Like, the whole fact that it was like Nazi themed in general was just stupid and just wrong. But on top of that, his ad campaigns were very problematic. Meaning that a lot of his ad campaigns, on the pictures he posted, stuff like that, he was glamorizing self-harm, which for a lot of people is a very touchy subject and sensitive issue. Now, when Lewis made his video, he touched on the fact that in the Shane Dawson series, Jeffree Star was almost humanized. Even though he had this really bad background, we all knew about like his racism stuff and everything like that, we were all kind of able to sort of forgive him, I think.
Okay, let me rephrase that really quick. So I don't want to say we all forgave him, but I think that we all were kind of more understanding and accepting of the fact that he has a more problematic past.
Because he did open up about his self-harming past. And that whole part of the series was taken very seriously by pretty much everyone, I think, as it should have. But for Jeffree to go on Shane Dawson's channel and preach all this stuff and, you know, start crying and all this stuff, just to turn around and have these pictures resurface of him, like, having a picture of him with self-inflicted wounds on his arm, kind of like making fun of it and it's like using it to his benefit. I don't know. Something about that rubs me very, very wrongly. And while we're still on like the topic of like self-harm and mental health issues and stuff like that, kind of separate from Lipstick Nazi, there was other pictures and like blog posts that Lewis found where he was talking about how he had a friend, and this friend that he had was carving Jeffree into her arm. And Jeffree thought that this was the best thing in the world. He thought that it was amazing, and she was turning his name into art and stuff like that. And then like taking pictures of it and posting it online. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? I understand that was 10 years ago, blah, blah. It was a different time back then. And yes, it was a different time back then. However, this is like a 20-something-year-old grown man that we're talking about. Like, this wasn't like a 14-year-old kid that didn't know what they were doing, blah, blah. I guess where this video is going is I don't understand why all this stuff is happening and he's not getting canceled for it. Like, yes, Lewis made his video that's getting a lot of traction, and you know, some other people have made videos too talking about this, but it's not becoming a big enough thing, I feel like. Because think about it like this. If Jeffree Star did all this awful shit, right? But he was in a dark place and times have changed and that was 10 years ago and move on with your life, stop being jealous, all this stuff. So this is Jeffree, right? If James Charles or Nikki Tutorials or Tati or literally anyone else did the same goddamn shit, these people would be canceled. like, they would not even see a green social blade for a long time. Their subscribers would drop, their views would go down, they'd have to release an apology, they'd get dragged on Twitter. But with Jeffree, everyone turns a blind eye. I have been someone who has defended him on social media in the past. I was a person who said it was a different time and he was younger and all this stuff. But honestly, how much are we going to defend him before we take action? He has said so many different times that he's going to change. It's kind of hard to tell how much he has really changed since then till now, because that was a long time ago. This is now. A lot can change in that time. However, I think it's still very important that we hold him accountable for his actions. Whether he was doing all this stuff for shock value or to try and get publicity, I don't know what his excuses are, because he hasn't addressed any of this publicly as of right now. And I think this is mainly because, as of right now, he thinks he can just push this under the rug and people aren't going to talk about it. And it's just very, like, off-putting to me that while we are all finding out this new information that he used to do a lot of other stuff that we didn't know about before, he's posting his Instagram story about the cremated palette and to go buy it, and it's sold out everywhere and all this stuff. And I'm like, girl, can you please, like, address this in some shape or form? I mean, not that it really matters. I don't really think there's any excuse you could give that would excuse it or make it better in any way, but he can at least acknowledge it. I don't know. I am getting a little bit worked up. I need to calm down. I just think that this industry, the beauty industry, and this platform is not equal. But like I said earlier, just ask yourself, if it was James Charles, we would eat him alive. And I guess my question to you, the viewer watching, is why don't we do the same for Jeffree?
Put your head on my shoulder.